Hey guys, it's Eli from IPG Rentals, and I'm here to talk about the Tentacle Sync E's today.
Hey everyone, if you're looking for a great way to get insight into the production industry, check out our other channel, Media Hub. There we talk to industry insiders including producers, directors, DPs, project managers, makeup artists, editors, and many other talented professionals. It'll give you an inside look at our creative industry and the people behind it. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just looking to get your foot in the door, Media Hub will have something for you. You can find Media Hub shorts on social media, or check out our full-length episodes on our YouTube channel, or listen to us on the go with our podcast. Just click the link and you're there. We'll see you on Media Hub.
So they're great for any type of production. We have several sources that need time code so they can be perfectly synced for post-production. They're light, small, great for handhelds, DSLRs, gimbals, anything that might need a time code source from them. So let's go over the Tentacle Sync. On the top, you have a USB-C port for charging. On the bottom, you have a 3.5 millimeter jack input for synchronizing and jamming your Tentacle Sync. And on the side, you have a power switch to turn on the Tentacle Sync. And in the front of it, right above the band, you have an internal mic that records scratch track audio for any reference for post-production. All right, let's talk about what comes in the rental. So it comes with a bag. With it comes the USB-C to USB cable for charging. You have a 3.5 to 3.5 cable for DSLR cameras, and then a BNC to 3.5 for any cameras that will take time code in. And with it also you have a little cable clip. So your cable, I'll give you an example, will not slip out. Place it in, take the clamp, place it to the side, bam. There it's fastened and it won't go anywhere. All right, I'm gonna put this down and we're gonna talk about the two modes that you can use with the Tentacle Sync. So you can start with, they have two modes. One of them is red or green. So for the red mode, you would take the tentacle and you would briefly press down the power button. The LED will flash red, which indicates that the Tentacle Sync E is waiting to be jam synced from an external timecode source. So now what I'm going to show you is how to start it in green mode. So we would turn it off by holding the power button down. The light will blink and it'll turn off. Then you can let go of the power button. From here, you would hold the power button down for 3 seconds or longer, which it'll start on red, and from there it'll switch to green. Now, when the LED status flashes green in this mode, it will generate time code with the internal real-time clock that's inside the Tentacle Sync. So now that this is my master, I can physically connect this sync to any other Tentacle Syncs that we have via the 3.5 to 3.5 cable. You would just take it, and you would connect your 3.5 cable, making sure that your other Tentacle Sync is on red mode. We turn that on briefly. And then from there, you would connect the master and it'll blink and turn green. Now it's generating time code to the other tentacle. So now let me show you how to use the Tentacle Setup App. Now with the Tentacle Setup App, you can use it either with your iOS or Android. I have an Android, so that's what we'll be using. You open up the app. It's going to indicate for you to add device. Click on Add Device, and it'll pull up any Tentacle Syncs that you currently have on. One thing that will also prompt you in the future might be to turn on your Bluetooth if that is not on, for that is the way that it communicates with the Tentacle Sync. Now we're going to choose the first one. From here, you bring it close to the phone, then it'll prompt you that it has connected successfully. Let's connect the second Tentacle Sync. Do the same, bring it close to your phone, and it'll connect. So as you can see, they're both actually currently synced. There might be some times that'll indicate that you need to sync multiple Tentacle Syncs. So with that option, you can have it down here at the bottom. You have an indicator for wireless sync. You can tap on that. From there, you want to make sure you choose the correct frame rate. You want to make sure that you have the same frame rate as the camera that you're working with. And then it gives you the options of either 2398, 24, 25, 2997, or 2997 drop frame, or 30 frames. Let's say yours is 2398. One other reason you want to make sure that you have the same frame rate as your camera is because let's say your camera is on 2997 and you have yours at 2398. You go to jam it and it's not jamming to your camera and you can't figure out why. That's usually one of the first indicators that you are not on the correct frame rate as the camera itself. And then making sure going forward that any other additional Tentacle Syncs that you have are on the same frame rate as they are. So then you would just click on Start. From there, it'll prompt you showing that there's a sync going in progress. And once they have synced, it'll indicate it in green and say that sync was done. Now they're both generating the time code. Another indicator that they might give you, there are 3 warning signs. One of them right now, as you can tell, shows you the indicator that the cable is not currently connected to the Tentacle Sync if it's generating time code. As you can tell, the other one does, the second one doesn't. So let's say if I take off the cable, it'll also give me the same warning. That's one thing you want to make sure, just to make sure that you're connected to your camera via cable. The other 2 indicators would be either frame rate, that it's not synchronized within the frame rate, or the third indicator is that time code is not synchronized within the Tentacle Syncs. From there, you can actually click on your Tentacle Syncs. Here, they give you multiple options of customizing your Tentacle Sync E's. You can change the device icon. That's one thing you might want to do if you have multiple Tentacle Syncs. They give you little rubber bands that you can change colors for, so you can indicate if you have a blue one or a yellow one, and you can choose that icon, or if you choose, pick a camera device that might be connected to it, a DSLR or just a regular camera or a slate. The other thing that you can customize from there even further is by changing the name of the device itself. So let's say you have several 20 Tentacle Syncs, and of course you're going to have more Tentacle Syncs than you have the little colored bands. So from here, you can customize it to the individual sync and identify it as perhaps the camera that it's connected to. Camera A, camera B, and so on and so forth. The other indicator it gives you is the battery level. It'll also give you the output volume of either mic or line, or you can do auto. I prefer auto myself. That way, if it's, depending on the device, if it's a DSLR camera, that's usually when you would indicate it for mic, or for a regular camera that has a timecode source, it usually requests line. So from there, you won't have to worry about it by using the auto option. From there, once again, you can individualize each one by the frame rate that you're connecting to. and also gives you an option to change the auto power off time. I prefer the longest time that gives you, which is 12 hours. Now these Tentacle Syncs are great. They actually can run a maximum of 35 hours. Now if they're totally depleted, it'll take about an hour and a half for it to recharge, but for 35 hours, that's amazing, you know. And then of course from there on the bottom of that you have user bits, which you can change the style of date that you would prefer. If you want to do month, day, or year, or if you want to do date, month, or year, whichever is your preference, you could choose from there. From here, the last thing is you can actually choose to sync the device. This is the second option that you get to sync the tentacles. And here it'll give you either you can sync all or you can sync red mode only. So it'll only sync any time code that is blinking red to receive the time code itself. So one of the ways I like to sync my time codes myself, I prefer to sync it from my bag itself. That becomes the master source. You might have options with your bags that they're Bluetooth enabled, so then you can generate the time code from your bag via Bluetooth into the Tentacle Syncs. Mine, I do it from the cable itself, which is the LEMO to the 3.5. So I'll set my time code on my bag, and from there I will connect the LEMO to the 3.5 into the sync, jam that, which that becomes green mode. And from the green mode, once I have that, I can then take the one that is in green mode, generating time code, and connect the following Tentacle Syncs that I have going forward from that Tentacle Sync itself. So one of the other things I like to mention is in regards to DSLR cameras. A lot of people might be used to just working with cameras that have the time code in input. When they get to DSLR cameras, they might be a little confused, not sure what to do. You would take the 3.5 jack, connect it to the bottom of the Tentacle Sync, and then the other end you would connect into the mic input of the DSLR camera. From there, it'll basically give you a audio track of the time code into one of the channels of the DSLR. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the video. And if you're interested in renting the Tentacle Sync E's, we'll drop a link at the bottom of the video for you. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. IPG Rentals, our gear, your vision.